Hi, this is Carol, a True Self Unmasked, and I want to tell a story about how everything is working out for you. Even when you're not aware of it, everything is working out for you. The universe has your back. All is well in the world, and all is well in your world. It doesn't always feel like that, but it is true. And that's one of the beautiful things about meditation. I'm not really talking about meditation today. I'm going to tell a story about how things worked out for me in a particular situation where I really needed the help and I didn't even know I needed the help. In the early 2000s, I got into real estate because a friend of mine was a mortgage broker, and she kept telling me, you got to get into it, you got to get into it. Come to find out, she was telling me I had to get into it because she was a mortgage broker and she wanted to make money. She really wasn't looking after my best interest, and we ended up not continuing to be friends because I realized that she only wanted to have me do work with her because she wanted the money no matter what. It didn't matter if I had the money to give or not to put down on a house. And sidebar, she even lied. She told me I didn't have to put money down on the second house. And I told her I didn't want to buy it because I didn't want to put any money down. She goes, oh, no, you don't have to put any money down except for a $400 deposit. And I did that. And then at the end, she said I needed to put up something like $15,000 or $16,000 at closing. And this was a dear friend. And I said to her, why would you tell me I didn't have to put any money down? And now you're telling me that I have to put all this money down at closing that you didn't tell me about all this time. So that friendship ended there. It's interesting what happens when money gets factored into things. What can happen to friendships? It either proves that the friendship is good or it proves that the friendship is not so good. It doesn't even matter if it's between friends, it can happen among family members as well, as we all know. But anyway, this is a money story, and the universe, God, infinite intelligence, my guides, guardians, and angels, my own God self, my inner being, have worked with me to help me to have the best deals that I could have. And in this case, it was something that I didn't expect. I'm at a workshop listening to people talk about buying a house in Costa Rica, buying a house in the south of France. This all sounded interesting and I enjoyed the presentation. But there's something about me, I don't know what it is. I don't know if they were hypnotizing us or what. I am so susceptible. And I think I've grown out of this because I had started to be aware that, my goodness, I'm buying things that I don't want to buy or that I didn't intend to buy. And anyway, so I'm listening to the presenter talk about the value of all the benefits of buying a house out of the country, like in Costa Rica and the south of France. Those were the two main countries that I was remembering, that I remember. And I'm sitting and listening, and this person had my attention. I could not stop looking at him. He was a small person, a little person. He was a male, and he was he exuded, uh, I guess, sexual prowess, animal attraction. And he was sitting in front of me, and I couldn't keep my eyes off of him. And that happens to me. That's how I predict things, or I have an ability to have premonitions. And I usually, I guess my higher self, my inner being, knows who to pay attention to, because all of a sudden I always look at the person that's going to help me before they help me. It's a weird thing. Or I always look at people who I'm going to interact with later, but I see them first. Like if we're walking down the street and I notice somebody, I'm noticing them, and then all of a sudden I see them coming out of a store, and maybe I drop my wallet and they pick it up, or we just have a conversation. But I often see people before I meet them, and it's just a very interesting thing. This person, I saw him, but I didn't meet him. And out of all the people in the room, there might have been about 200 people in the room. He was the only person that I could pay attention to. I could feel his magnetism. He had magnetism about him. Besides the presenter, he was the only one I was aware of. And so the presenter talked about Costa Rica and all the people that wanted to buy a plot of land. I don't think they were selling houses. They were selling land. All the people that wanted to buy land in Costa Rica got up and they went to this table and they filled out forms, whatever they did. I, for some reason, wasn't interested in buying a house in Costa Rica, and I just let that go. All of a sudden, they started talking about the south of France. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is wonderful. And they kept going on and on about the south of France. What the heck do I know about the south of France? Buying land in the south of France and then having somebody build on the land? Oh my gosh, I was not in a predicament to do that. And yet, when it was time to get up and walk to the table to put your name down and be on the list and pay a deposit or something, I got up. I don't know if I was being hypnotized by the person or what, but I got up and I walked over to the table. There was a crowd at the table, so I didn't take it right away. I was online. Like, it was not really a line, but there was just a mass of people, and I was trying to reach over to fill out a form or to give my information. And this man with the actual prowess, this little person with the animal magnetism, he grabbed my hand and he said, no, that's not for you. I don't know this man from anywhere. He didn't bother with anybody in that room but me. He grabbed my hand because I'm trying to reach for the application or something. Yeah, me too. Knowing nothing about real estate to that degree, and not overseas, and not how to build I would have just gotten in over my head. He grabbed me and he said, no, not you. You don't need that house. And I never saw him again. And we never said anything else again. And I know he was a guardian angel. He was an angel. He was an angel sent to help me to not get in too deep into a hot mess. And so I am grateful to that angel who came, seems like specifically to save me from myself or to save me from some kind of hypnotism that might have been going on in the room. I'm not sure. But that's my story about everything's always working out for you. The universe has your back. All is well. And thank you for listening. If you want 101 ways to quiet your negative self-talk, your inner critic, and what happens when you quiet that inner critic, that negative self-talk, you can hear the voice of your inner God, your higher self, your inner being. You can hear your angels, even when they're not present in the room to save you. You can hear your guardians. You can hear Creator. You can hear infinite intelligence. You can hear source energy. You can hear the universe. You can hear beloved ancestors that have your best interests in heart. You can hear master teachers. So if that's of interest to you, click the link in the description. I'm here every day, at least in December. I may go back to 3 days a week in January. I will see. Thank you so much. I am Carol from True Self Unmasked, and have a good rest of your day or night.